Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your weekend. This is the Weekend Tarot and Oracle for October 16th and 17th, 2021, also being timeless. So, wherever you're pulled to this in time, it might be extremely relevant or irrelevant. It might just be a silly show for you, or it might be something that is about to occur in your life, or has occurred, or is occurring. I don't know. Let's see and find out. Forgot to light incense, so here we go. All is well in Wonderland. All right. This is a general collective reading, so listen with an open heart and an open mind. If you have questions about booking your private session, because your individual storyline will always be more detailed, in depth, and intense, reach out in the provided email address or find me on the social platforms and DM me. Definitely say hello and let me know where you are in the world. Interesting. And also don't forget to tell me your time zone. Okay. Oy vey. We have one, two. All right, so we have two twos here. This is going to be dominating the reading. We have a 4 here too. So balance going into stability and also foundations, and something that I think that you are maybe not even ready to see right now, that's not even ready at your feet. There's some sort of pattern that you need to do a lot of work from. I feel like you're moving on from a very karmic situation in your life, and that you're not really, that you haven't been open to receiving this message or this opportunity or this reciprocity. But I think that now you're ready, but you don't want to be ready. You are more healed than you are willing to admit. So it looks like Spirit is kind of doing this weird little dance around you of seeing when it could just plop something in your lap, really. I feel like this is something that is pushing you to what seems to be your comfort level and forcing you to take a stand. There is some sort of thing that you have to take a stand with, and I think that this is not necessarily people rather than personal boundaries with a plethora of people in your life. So I see that something is coming in with you. I want to say that if this is an opportunity or a relationship, that this is absolutely beautiful. And while this is beautiful, you're not willing to get lost in anything right now. You're not about to be delusioned by something that seems like such a perfect present. So there's going to be some ground rules in dealing with you. Great. That's not disrespectful to anything. This is assertiveness. This is healthy boundaries. So with what would have been off-putting for other things in the past, I feel like this is something like, okay, so now I know what your needs are. I know what you're requesting. Now here is mine. Which, you know, these things have to kind of go two ways, huh? It's not a one-way street. All right, you. I'm being pulled to archetypes. You know that this has a ton of cards. Don't be afraid of what comes out. If it's in reverse, it's shadow work. Don't be afraid. So let's see with this, what are the archetypes that you're invoking and what's the shadow work that needs to be done? So we have guide as shadow work. Places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the internal force within yourself and others. Shadow work of the gambler, relying on luck rather than hard work. So then we have the Hermit, seeking solitude to focus intently on inner life. Serves personal creativity. Judge is in reverse. We have offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Good God, no wonder why things are so funky right now. All right, transformation of base motives into golden wisdom. Wow. So the shadow work is you not being used, you not being abused in some way, shape, or form in the dynamics of whatever this connection is. Yeah, you're not going to be gaslit. You are so on guard from all of that in the previous traumatic experience from whatever the relationships were. Not everyone's romantic. I got it. This could be friendships where they were not necessarily the best friend that you could have had. This could have been family members who just because you're blood related doesn't mean that they are actually for you in this. And I mean that in like somebody who is using their biological ties or family ties to you to take advantage of the situation and maybe have a crazy sense of entitlement in your life, putting you on some sort of a hierarchy that was very low level. This is somebody who had an issue with authority that really put themselves at a top of authority at your detriment, and whatever the connection was. They always had to have one over on you, and it was often making you feel bad if you didn't play along with this. Yeah, that's crap. I am not going to ship that. But this isn't what you're walking into. With what you have gone through and the healing that you have done, I have no doubt in my mind that you are somebody who is capable of having healthy connections in your life, and that you are more ready than you think you are. You're just closed off, and I get it. I swear to God, I totally get it. And probably better than I even understand right now. But here we go. What's coming into your life is to be a helpful connection towards you. You don't want to see it. You don't want to entertain it, because you want to know what? You're done. You've already said you're done. You don't want to deal with anything. But here we are. And it's kind of time for you to have people come in that are going to be essential in your life. Not by a necessary mean. It's more like a sense of comfort. You are so quick to not want to get too comfortable because this has bitten you in the butt in the past, and no. So you're healed, but I think that this is not acknowledging how healed that you are. So you're protective of what has changed inside of you, and you're starting to use like shields, like nothing can get through to you. Sorry, but there's a weak point in the shield that something is going to be very grand and gifted to you. Now, life isn't going to just shove this on you. It just sees how ready you are to experience some good things in life. So it's like, listen, I know that you've been hurt, but here, take comfort in this. It's going to be something that I've said this in previous videos recently too, so go ahead and like check out yesterday's or something. I feel like the last few days have been leading up to this, or wherever you're catching this in time, go to the previous video or two behind this. I feel like this is going to be time released. There's no rush on any of this. So to have healthy boundaries and healthy connections in your life, this is coming out of shadow work. All right. This is something where I think that you have idealized these relationships in the past, and to have this, you do not want to be delusioned. So you want to be sure that everybody is on the same page. Oh, love, I get it. So then we have the Orphan Child. When this presents itself, you actually might drop kick it away. It's truly almost like an earth angel that's coming into your life. Now, not that they're not flawed. I really feel like, yes, of course they're human. They're going to be absolutely some of the most flawed individuals, but this is a masterpiece here. You might drop kick them away. You might say, sorry, no thanks, no. You probably just won't be answering the door with this. But this, it's going to be patient. It sees the light inside of you. It is very drawn to you. And it knows that you are afraid of being vulnerable. So it will wait until you're ready. And it's not going to be waiting outside your door. Life is going to happen. It will respect whatever boundaries you are putting out. It will even respect that you drop kicked it away. But whenever you're ready, this isn't not going to be afraid to pick up the phone or go grab that cup of coffee or give that listening ear. This is going to be ready whenever you are ready. So it's going to make itself known. And if you reject it, which is highly likely, it knows why and it understands. And it's going to allow you the space that you need and come when you are ready. Self-isolation is going to be very short-lived in that. So, okay. what are some things that you need to keep an eye out for to avoid? Because, well, all right. All right, so some things to avoid is, I guess, going into the fetal position. Don't put yourself there. You don't have to go back to reliving that. It's not about a fight. You don't need to defend anything. Say your piece and move on. It doesn't need to be this big all-out battle. It doesn't need to be anything that's earth-shattering. Just speak your voice in it. We got the Lovers in this. So this is what we are looking at avoiding, and this is what you have to look forward to. Something that is actually going to rise above the problem. And also, I feel like it's coming in so fast. So this is going to make a very unexpected appearance in your life. And I think that it's coming in fast, it's coming out of nowhere, and it's just like, it's like you take your eyes off of one direction for a moment, a split second, and then you turn back and suddenly something is sitting there, and you know, how did that get there? Startling you. It's actually a fun thought, because looking back and then having this situation startle you, you bap it away. Kind of like how this is going. But I see that's probably the rejection phase. This is a really amazing connection, one that is beautifully compatible to you in whatever the direction that we're looking at. Friends, family, lovers, doesn't matter. Even collaborate, work, whatever. There's many ways that this connection can come in. But I see that it's coming in super fast, and it has this emotional reaction from you. And really, there's so much that you can do with this. There's so much that you can put into this. And I really see that you're not running away from any of it. So I see that while you bap it away, it's made quite the impression on you. So there's something that's been ignited I want to look at. Whether it's curiosity, excitement. Okay. This has ignited your feelings of inferiority or being unnurtured. Yeah. This is going to ignite the feelings that this is what you've wanted to be surrounded in life with for a very long time, but it's triggering the feelings of you being ungrounded and hurt, controlled, and manipulated, and generally discarded. You have overcome so many points of inferiority and of disapproval, disappointment, a lot of dis words in this, and doing all this work for nothing. Now, the reason why I say that is the black is standing out to me. That's usually talking about the sacral, not sacral, geez, the base chakra, and also slowing down, feelings of winter and hibernation, things like that. So what I'm getting in that is this is something that completely robbed you of your sense of security in the past. It's triggering. Now, these things can only be healed in connections because this happened in connection. So these points of triggers are very important for you because this is going to be coming in to heal. I think that you have already made your choice about what you're going to do with this. I really see you as the victor in the choice that you have made. See, because this is in reverse. Choice has been made. And I know that you're afraid of the choice that you made, but you still made it. You're sticking by your guns on this. So this is moving towards the future. It's not that you've overcome the problem. It's that you're handling the problem right now. And you're taking away what seems to be the weapon of choice from, I think, the people who have made you feel so awful in the past. All right, so what are you going to be doing with this decision? What you doing? What is the good word? All right, well, you're almost ready to look at this Two of Cups energy behind you. That's awesome. You are moving on from the heartache. You're moving on from the sense of, or the lack of security. I don't think that you're not going to let yourself waste your life in dwelling on the situation and calling it security. It's not water under the bridge. You're learning how to dance with whatever that pain has caused, And soon it is going to be water under the bridge, but it has to be something that you are actively working on in life, which I see that this has ignited and inspired something in you to actually work on it. All right. You are really being forced to look at the possibility that things can be different. I mean, it's difficult when everything of the past has been the same story every time. And it's so sick to imagine that when we get to a phase in our life where we have come out of those toxic situations, we often call in the same situations because we know what to anticipate in those. We subconsciously crave something that we know, even if it is to our detriment, because at least we know and we can understand what is going to happen. If something steps out of that, and even if it's good, we don't know how to handle that. How sick is that? Even if it's healthy, we don't know how to handle it because we haven't experienced it, even if we had wanted to. So, hey, this is going to be a lot of mindfulness and trying to break that because you know that it just doesn't feel good, which you have to look at the problem and you're being forced to right now. How crazy is that? All right. Yeah, you're going to look at some people's absolutely poor actions of the past. I think that you're getting your security back because you see that it was not done with pure action of the past and that those people were mental mind F's on their own. All right. I know that broken people do broken things to break people on a conscious or a subconscious level, but you being aware of that about them, it's adding a little something to the mix. And there's almost like this feeling that you can pull away from it. So I see that you are getting your confidence and seeing just how unstable they were and seeing it for what it was and taking their brokenness off your back, because I feel like you felt like you're responsible for it for some way in the past. And that's been something that has stopped you from so much because you didn't feel like you deserved anything better. My nose is itching. Probably going to fight somebody. Okay. Where do I want to go from here? Okay, whoa, Saints and Angels. What do you need to know? Again, this is for the weekend of the 16th and 17th of October 2021, and also timeless. If you're catching us now, definitely go check out the day or two before the 16th and 17th of October 2021. It might be part of the storyline that's leading up to this. Whew. Forgiveness is such a complex thing. It's not about being buddy-buddy with the people who have hurt you. It's about not punishing yourself and making yourself stay in those mental or emotional constraints, because I feel like it's become part of your armor. Ugh, it's such heavy armor. This is like when people had such heavy armor that if they accidentally fell in water, they drowned. Don't put yourself there. Music is a huge thing to be, okay. Music is actually going to be a facet and a tool for healing in this. You need to set the mood, set the tone. You need to follow your own tune in here. All right, don't compromise and pause. This is really your time. I need you to be selfish with your time right now. This is a very pivotal moment for you. This has to be for you, and it has to be composed for you. This is going to be a very insightful time, and it involves a pause. It's different than self-isolation. This pause and this sit down is so different, and I need you to understand that there is a lot that you are going to learn about yourself and how you have treated yourself in this, and how somebody's detrimental output towards you has changed the way that you have treated yourself and how you viewed yourself and what you allowed yourself to have. These are all boxes that need to be closed. And you want to know what? If I were you, in a very figurative way, I would set those boxes on fire, because this is so unfair for you. We have don't compromise. So don't fluff it up and don't make excuses for other people's poor behavior towards you. Even if there are genuine excuses, it does not excuse what has occurred in this connection towards you. Again, I'm not saying that you're perfect. I'm not saying that you're an angel. And I know that you have definitely hurt people in your life. It doesn't excuse what has happened to you. And it's time that you heal that, and then you can give yourself grace for how your brokenness has potentially affected other people that you may have not meant to hurt in your life. This is a stream of healing, and right now you need to heal yourself from what has occurred in your life so that this connection that is presenting itself to you can actually be a fulfilling, happy connection that induces not only healing moving forward, but it actually stops, your legacy, whatever that is, whether it's generational legacy or whether it's the work output legacy of you, it's going to be infused into your life moving forward. So if you follow this advice, what you have to look forward to is, we're going to use the Tarot Illuminati. It feels like a whole new life and a huge peace offering. Final card, Spirit. So I see major insightfulness, major independence. I see somebody who is very self-assured and who is healing a lot of ancient wounds in this. I know that sounds completely woojy, but this has been going on for so long, in generations, spiritually, physically, all of those. And then we have the wishes granted. You finally have a new lease on what healthy connections, and kind of like a new lease on the life that you want to lead. So then we have strength, a huge payoff in that. Final card, we have the Three of Swords. Okay, maybe not the final card. What's the 3 and 9 of Swords talking about? Oh. You need support with this, because this is going to be something where you are going to have to be mindful of this moving forward so that old patterns do not resurrect in your life and old people do not resurrect in your life. This is letting go of the past pain and realizing that you're not the monster that you are. You need to heal from that. That is actually going to be popping up in blips down the road for you to acknowledge that you're not a monster, even with yourself. And this is going to have to be a support system, a purification, and also a newfound sense of self-healing, faith, huge sense of grace being given through that faith, and then major choices on what you are consciously going to do for this. You're going to be living a very fast-paced, conscious life where communication is going to be at the forefront of everything. So healing, awesome connections, and mindfulness and active choice, because some things are also going to trigger that old trauma. So it's going to be easily managed once you confront it and once you acknowledge it, once you're cognitive of it. But please allow support around this. I don't care if it's something that, you know, you've talked numerous times about with somebody. Healing is not linear, and you're not burdened about talking about this. And nobody's going to be exhausted or exasperated with you. This is healing. This is healthy support, and people will show up for you. You deserve the healing. And when you heal, it heals what's extended from you. All right. You have a lot of things to get in order. It's going to be well worth it. And I hope that you enjoyed the reading. Again, if you have questions about booking a private session, reach out in the DMs or the email address provided. Ask about what services I provide, what might be right for you. Don't forget your time zone, and we can talk about pricing and sales. So I look forward to connecting with you. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you are greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. Hey there, beautiful. If you found your way across this, chances are you need a mini message. Can I talk? All right. What do you need to know? Listen with an open heart and an open mind. I'm getting that there's archetypes and shadow work that we need to talk about. So let's see what is on the DL. If this doesn't make sense, don't sweat it. You can always let it go. You can always keep it in the backdrop of your mind until it clicks into place. This is probably going to be happening either now or very soon. But anyway, we have a priest. This is always good. Okay, well, I don't know, but let's see. Facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel for spirit energy. Have you been having something take note with you? Have you been picking up on some sort of a spiritual insight or a clairawakening up? Have you been noticing something kind of evolving with yourself? The shadow work is the engineer. Reliance on mechanicistic, I'm not going to pronounce that right. Solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Then we have Rebel. Challenges authority to the effect of social change. Reject spiritual systems that do not serve the inner needs. So I'm going to take the bottom one. What is this? The femme fatale. Appropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money, and power. All right, so a lot of what this is talking about is the need for change in your life, and how, this is, you really cannot take either other people's comforts or situations into consideration for you when it's you who's been going through a change and that needs to implement some sort of change in their life. I think that you've been embarking on a very clear-cut new direction, and I think that there is also a lot of guilt around, I guess, you and I guess whatever feminine aspect is involved in your life. We all have feminine and masculine inside of us. This is talking about the feminine guilt and maybe worrying that you're playing to people's heartstrings about whatever this is involving, because I do feel like you've been getting a lot of insights and synchronicities, and I do feel like this is something that you need to communicate, but also there is this upset that you're not quite sure how to go about this, who you can talk to about it. So it's going to be an interesting time for you to start sorting out who you can commit to as far as communication with this goes, and evolving whatever your awakening is. And also, let's see. Yeah, this is absolutely necessary for a change. You have been uncomfortable, there you go, in the social constructs of the previous situation. So what I'm seeing in here is this agitation for something new, and you are going to be paving the way with it. However scale this is, however small or large this is, it's going to involve you. Congrats. If you found your way across this, we're going to be getting a message from Rider-Waite, and it's time for you to take a leap of faith. Wow, this is truly the beginning. Keep your head up. This is going to involve you just keeping, I guess, the bare essentials around you, and a sense of adventure and a sense of loyalty. Yeah, you are absolutely ready to, I guess, put a lot of yourself out there. I do feel like there's nothing left for you to lose. Oh, what's this? I think that this is being brought forth with some sort of an emotional impulsiveness. I wonder if you recently just had some sort of a dramatic outlet, if you have had some sort of a very emotional confrontation with yourself or with others. It's probably more along the lines of others. I get it. Oh yeah, a lot of people holding you back in this particular situation, huh? Probably wasn't malicious, but it probably definitely wasn't serving you. I see a lot of people holding you back, and you being agitated enough kind of sprung forward. You know what? I am not going to do this. I'm not going to be this person that you think that I should be, this person that you think that I am. No. You know what? I'm going to put all of my eggs into this particular basket, and I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. So I really feel like there is this I'll show you attitude towards people who have been very stagnant in their own lives, and probably very short with you. Either that, or it's in their own weird way conservative with what they are deeming acceptable. Whatever these comfort constrictions are, you are the rebellion. But this is actually really good for you. I see that you really have nothing to lose in here. And I really see that you are putting all of this, your best foot forward. And really, this is going to pay off for you. You got the whole world, entirely new cycle coming in. And I love the energy behind this. It has an extra oomph. So I hope that this made sense, and happy trails. If you are coming across this, we're going to be getting a message from the magical fairies, and it's going to involve some travel, either astral or physical or long-winded or time travel. That's always fun, right? So what is this involving? All right, there is something that is blossoming right now, an opportunity for you to actually physically get some movement and create some sort of distance. What is this? Some sort of an important birthday is coming up, or an important date. I can say birthday because this says birthday, but really it's an important, a significant date that is coming up. Some of you might be actually planning a surprise travel to go see somebody. Awesome. It's going to be filled with a lot of fast-moving movement, and I also feel like this is somebody who has been, I think, one of the greater influences in your life. So I see you're probably going to go be visiting a soulmate of sorts. I say that because this person has helped you grow so much. This person has helped you blossom in your own very special way. If this isn't somebody who you've talked to in a while, then understand that this person has still had, through time and space, a huge influence on you. Something that has stayed with you for a while, something that was very inspirational to you, and there is some sort of an important date and event that is coming up that actually might involve some sort of travel with you. So what this is saying is this person means so much to you. Honor them in your own way, in the best way that you know how. If this can involve travel, awesome. If this person has crossed over, you've been probably getting a lot of synchronicities for them. So I think that it's important that you communicate to whoever this is how much of an influence and how much of an impact that they have had in your life, and the appreciation that you have for them. Because while I think that it's known, I think that somebody really needs to hear the words right now, and that maybe you even need to say it out loud. So don't be afraid to make the call. Don't be afraid to set the trip if it is something that is even possible. So if you are coming across this, I'm being pulled to two separate decks. So we're going to be using magical messages from the fairies. What's coming out is practice, practice, practice. Great. Patience. So you're trying something new, and honestly, don't give up. You just started whatever this is. Don't give up because it's not flowing perfectly. This is going to take patience and consistency, and time is the only thing that is going to even remotely perfect this, if perfection is even a possibility. If you're like me, you don't believe that perfection exists. So we have Judgment and the Devil, and we also have, okay. All right, so we have the Queen of Cups. Alrighty. There's an emotional charge from the past that is coming up. Either that or you're going to be getting a gift from Spirit. And this is something where I feel that you have lost out a lot on in the past, with either losing opportunities, losing important people, or having pretty toxic situations. Or you have constantly felt like a choice and you were not a choice. But Spirit is talking about your emotional evolvement and the compassion that resides in you. And I feel like you're going to be meeting somebody who is pretty much a gift from Spirit. It's like, hey, congratulations, you've been dragged through the ringer, you've been through hell and back, and here you go. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, I don't care. Happy Yule time. So what I'm seeing here is you're going to want to drop kick this away. Yep, this person is going to trigger the bejesus out of you. It is going to trigger old wounds. It's going to trigger old habits. The thing is, you're not there. You're not in that mindset. These are old skeletons that you get to actually bury once and for all. The Judgment is talking about how over the past you are and how much you've grown and how toxic it was and how you were just completely not considered. And then this is being patient with yourself, because while this is a gift, it's going to be a bumpy ride for you where you have a lot to learn about yourself and how to let your guard down. And I know that that's probably terrifying for you, but you get to understand that not everything gets to keep you all up in arms and anxious and call it grace. I really hope that this made sense. Be patient with yourself. Sometimes when we get the good thing, we start to close off because we don't want to be fooled again. And I get it. You're not going to be fooled again, though. So again, please be patient with yourself and keep breaking through these uncomfortable moments. So if you are coming across this, we have some new beginnings and huge, massive, big changes that are just amazing for you. And while this is general collective, don't force this to fit if it doesn't fit, but it's a pretty awesome message to begin with. So I hope it makes sense to you. All right, you have all the resources around you. You have everything that you need for this. This is, I think, it's like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. What is this? Yeah, you are having a dead end to the stressful times in your life. I think that you're finally starting to see your break, and that what's had you unhinged for so long and ungrounded with your sense of security and safety. Okay. So what I see is this has taught you how you've adapted to certain situations in your life that has had horrible boundaries and treating you like a doormat and always walking on eggshells, really to your own detriment, while we have what seems to be this King of Wand energy that was ruling around you. You definitely gave your power away to other people to try and keep the peace. That's not going to work now. You are ending all of those trails. You have been forced through a rebirth. So this is a real important time where you see how much you have given away has kept you at a state of not uncertainty, but instability, because you were always second guessing yourself and always making sure that everybody else was okay. So this, I feel like you've been in survivor mode for quite some time. And I also feel like if you weren't on edge, that acknowledgement would make you even more on edge, because it feels like that you weren't guarded. And something was coming to stress you out or attack you. This is a very victimized energy that you have had for quite some time. But I see that you have grown so much and that you've gained so much power that this is not going to be holding you back. So congrats on your growth. And I can't wait to see these big major changes and gifts that Spirit wants to give you. You are falling completely in love with where this is going to take you. And I also see that the Venus energy, the love energy, the compassion energy is being restored. So you've done beautiful healing work. I would say that you should be very proud of yourself, and you're very loved. And this is truly a gift. I cannot remember the last time I used this deck. If you have found your way across this, chances are you need a message from the Enchanted Map. So we have Ride the Wave, Dolphins. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Yes, I know. I just totally revealed my awesome nerdy aspects. The Wizard of Awareness, and then we have the Heal the Ouch. Oh, and encouragement, peaks of joy. Alrighty, my dear. So what I'm seeing here is, first off, you're riding the waves, but you're impeding your own joy and your healing. Actually, you're just impeding your healing. You cannot get to where you want to go unless you actually heal these wounds. And you're using it as a way to keep your awareness up and alive and kicking and well. Listen, you don't need to be in excruciating pain all the time to show where you've been in life. This is going to involve you actually doing whatever that messy healing process looks like for you. You are somebody who has been through an excruciating amount of painful moments in life through various degrees, but this isn't stopping you from living, not stopping you from having a full life. I actually see you getting your swing back, but it's almost like this desperate plea with Spirit to hold on to this pain so that you are not put in a point of drowning underneath the waves with this ever again. You don't need to be prepared or on guard all the time. It is exhausting your spirit. And once you start to let these anchors go and remembering, hey, I'm pretty boss. I am pretty badass. You know what? You're going to be pushing through this healing even more so. This joy that you experience and that you can express is immeasurable to what has gone on so far. So you're getting a lot of encouragement from Spirit to face the pain. You've already faced the nightmare. Now it's time to face the pain, and whatever it takes to actually start to let that scar tissue heal. That scar tissue, it's still very raw with you. And I feel like it's something that you keep picking at as a reminder. So this, we have peaks of joy coming into play right now. There is, oh, that is a beautiful butterfly. I feel like you are meeting your change and your metamorphosis. I think that you are about to have something very identical mirrored back to you. And I think that this is going to be a work of art and something that is very homecoming in your heart and has this intense feeling of elation and safety and just beauty and a sense of awe. This is beautiful, and you really have done a lot and you've overcome a lot. So I'm sending you a ton of love.